Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
More than 6 months after someone crashed a stolen car into a police pickup, DNA evidence has led to an arrest. The crime dates back to August. Court papers say investigators recognized the driver before she drove off.
When police later found the stolen car abandoned in a driveway, they swabbed the doors and the steering wheel. In court, the prosecutor said the DNA was a match to 19-year-old Donna Foolbull. She's behind bars for the crime. A Pennington County judge has revoked bond set for a Rapid City man charged in connection with a deadly shooting. Ezekiel Mayweather has been in jail since last week, charged with aiding and abetting first-degree murder in the shooting death of 25-year-old Esther Wolf. His bond was originally set at $50,000.
However, the state's attorney's office requested his bond be revoked, citing new information which they say indicates Mayweather's involvement in Wolf's death is far more extensive than first thought. Right now, no other suspects have been arrested in the case. Following nearly 3 years in an investigation, a Sioux Falls man was arrested, accused of possessing and sharing child pornography. According to court documents, authorities began investigating 65-year-old John Lawrence in 2021 after receiving a cyber tip that he was sharing illegal photos of children.
Law enforcement was able to track his Facebook history where he would illegal images and videos. Lawrence is charged with 16 counts of possessing child porn. Lawrence's public defender stated he's from the Philippines and did not fully understand the law.
Lawrence was one of 2 child pornography suspects in court Wednesday. 37-year-old Matthew Thorson faces 10 felony counts.
According to court documents, all of the crimes were committed this week. Sioux Falls police say Thorson's case was investigated by the state DCI. His bond is set at $100,000 cash only.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Warming up nicely today, Scott.
Oh, yes. We're going the other way this time. We'll bring in warming temperatures for today, numbers in the 50s and 60s for afternoon highs. This will happen with mostly sunny skies. Probably get a little haze as smoke comes in from the south. That will happen late this morning and into the afternoon. High of 58 in Sioux Falls, 55 Aberdeen, 61 in Pierre, and 62 in Rapid City. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Scott. The city of Canton's new pool is almost complete, and construction crews are even ahead of schedule. The new pool is expected to be done by early summer.
The previous pool had served the city for more than 6 decades, but was starting to show its age.
Definitely a need in our community to attract young families, provide something for the youth. We had a wonderful pool that served us for over 60 years, but with its age, it was starting to fail.
Bubble geysers, 1- and 3-meter high dives, and spray fountains are just a few of the things that will be part of the new pool. After years of waiting, Dillard's is finally opening in Sioux Falls. While the store announced it was coming to Sioux Falls and the Empire Mall in 2018, it had a few setbacks along the way.
But on March 6th, we'll have its grand opening, handing out gifts for the first people through the doors.
For those waiting for our swag bags, we will have 300 swag bags for the first 300 patrons that are going to be coming in the door. And what I'm very excited about to say as well, that in those swag bags are not just Dillard's goodies, but mystery gift cards.
And those mystery gift cards range from $10 to $500. While the grand opening is on the 6th, Dillard's will host a soft launch tomorrow. The National Pheasant Fest and Quail Classic is back in Sioux Falls for the first time since 2018. The 3-day event starts tomorrow, but the setup process kicked off on Wednesday at the Premier Center, Convention Center, and Arena.
Pheasant Fest will occupy nearly every square foot of the venues with about 300 exhibitors, 4 seminar stages, and no shortage of information.
It's a true showcase of everything our members and supporters are working on day in and day out to increase wild populations of pheasants, quail, habitat improvements on both public and private lands, a showcase of our bird dogs, our conservation operation teams, and so much more.
This year's event will also include a concert for conservation featuring Minnesota-based band Trampled by Turtles. That's tonight at the Washington Pavilion. The National Pheasant Fest and Quail Classic runs tomorrow starting at noon through Sunday.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, well, some very mild weather on the way here as we kick off the weekend here. We're looking at a Friday weather map already tomorrow, looking at 60s and 70s. Wow, that's quite the start to March, isn't it? We'll have a little bit more about that story in just a moment. But first, I do want to visit quickly about a couple of developing stories today. We do have some smoky skies in parts of Nebraska and Kansas. That's smoke from those wildfires in Oklahoma and Texas. And then some of that is forecast to drift into at least southeast Canton. How thick is that? There's still some debate on that subject this morning, but it is something we need to at least acknowledge that some of that is moving northward. So we'll update you on that story today. Obviously, some of that could even appear tomorrow because the wind is going to continue to push right up out of the south, and it's going to be fairly strong at times, at least 20 to maybe even gusts tomorrow, close to 40 in the Sioux Falls area. So those things we will be tracking. Obviously, temperatures too really rebounding in this whole pattern. What a change, going from 70 on Monday, and then yesterday's morning low is 3, and then now today, well, we're going to be close to 60 in Sioux Falls. Maybe not quite there, but latest trend is awfully close. We'll say in the neighborhood, upper 50s, low 60s, very common to the west. Overnight tonight, not as cold, and we're going to set up tomorrow's forecast to be very, very mild. 60s, and yeah, there's a few 70s sprinkled in for good measure. I'm starting to see a few more pieces of evidence suggesting Mitchell would be on that list as well tomorrow. So, yep, think spring, why not? Saturday, how about the weekend? Well, northern South Dakota may incorporate a little chance of a couple of showers. We're going to have a cold front, or at least a frontal boundary that's going to sneak in and reduce our temperatures a little bit. Then on Sunday, a little more dramatic change in the weather. We're expecting a bigger front. There's plenty of wind ahead of that and also behind it. So those are things I would encourage you to stay up on as we get into early next week. We could be looking at least some areas of rain or snow Sunday night into Monday. I'm not necessarily calling out a major system there, but some moisture, and we'll continue to keep that in mind. 61 today, Mitchell, your Kettleland Live Doppler HD forecast. 49 in Watertown. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. In the 60s as we head into the weekend, that chance of a little rain or snow Sunday night and Monday. Does it really cool down? Well, some, but I'm not inclined to say a drastic change in the weather. We're still above average if we're in the upper 40s to near 50. Aberdeen, also we take that slide into Monday, but it appears that the temperature will try to even out there toward day 6 and day 7. And so with that said, for Pierre, yeah, we get out of the 60s. We're going to be down in the 40s by early next week, and same thing applies to Rapid City. We will incorporate some chances of a little rain and then eventually some snow on Sunday into Monday. But it's March. We're going to expect that up and down trend. Find out more details online at kettleland.com.